Hello, everyone. My name is Dusty, and I have neuroendocrine cancer, often called carcinoid or NETs. And although it sounds like an introduction to an AA meeting, it is not. I've had that cancer for about almost 11 years. This is November of 2024 when we're recording this, and I was diagnosed November 12th of 2013. Um, I'm starting this YouTube channel because I've had a recent development, and I started looking for people who were on YouTube that had the same type of cancer so I could see their stories. And unfortunately, I was unable to find really anyone. I did, after hours and hours of searching, I found someone in England that has the same type of cancer. And I'm sure there are more people out there with this cancer that have YouTube channels. But I want to find out about what people are doing and how this is impacting them and that kind of thing. And yes, we have tons and tons of support groups. I live in Tennessee, and we have a great support group here. We can go to monthly meetings and meet with them, but I tend to be a little shy in front of people, so it's hard for me to sit in a meeting and talk about myself. Um, but I'm going to do this on YouTube in front of lots of people. But anyway, that's a different story. So, just a little bit about my story. As I said earlier, I was diagnosed in 2013. They originally thought I had ovarian cancer. So, they had sent me to a surgeon that specialized in pulling out cancer. And so I had a hysterectomy. Uh, they sent that all my organs off to be biopsied, and they found 7 tumors um, in my uterus, fallopian tubes, ovaries, appendix, all that fun stuff. And unfortunately, because I've always been healthy and didn't think there would be an issue, I actually went to that doctor's appointment by myself, and it totally blindsided me. He said that I had, at that time, they called it carcinoid cancer, and thankfully, it's a very slow growing cancer that I will live with. Most people die with the cancer and not from the cancer, is what he told me. But it still freaked me out. I remember sitting in the car going, "What do I do?" But 11 years later, here I am. You pick yourself up and you face each hurdle face forward and you get through it. What my husband always says. He says, we'll just get through it one hurdle at a time. He's been a great support to me in that. But in the past 11 years, they found additional tumors. I've had multiple scans. I had part of my small intestine removed because I had a tumor that created a blockage there. And of course, every time you have surgery, there's going to be little things that come from it. Now I have to be kind of careful on eating certain foods because the scar tissue can cause blockages, and that's a lot of pain, but we won't go into that. I have tons, innumerable is what the scans say, of tumors on my liver. Thankfully, it doesn't seem to be impacting my liver function much. I have a couple of them in my mesentery throughout my stomach, and most of them are all stable. They're not really growing much. This cancer, for the symptoms I mentioned earlier, this cancer causes usually flushing of the skin, diarrhea, heart palpitations, high blood pressures, all kinds of issues similar to that. I don't have any of it. So I'm doing very well there, and I think that's what causes some of the problems, because when I go to like the group meetings, there's people that have a lot of issues with this, and I almost have survivor's guilt. Talking about, oh well, I had to go to get another scan this year while they're dealing with some major issues. But It's part of this cancer, and it's part of almost any cancer. I've talked to many people with cancer, and they're all going through the same thing that I go through. Um, we're just all afraid to say it. You get very scared when it comes time for your scans because you're afraid they're going to find something, and so you spend 4 months, 5 months living normal life, and then the 6th month that scan time comes up, and you spend a whole month worrying until you get your results. Um, and that's in all of the cancer survivors, whether it's breast cancer, colon cancer, any of them. I'm sure they all feel the same way because at least the ones I've talked to have. But back in 18, it did show up that I potentially had a tumor in my heart and in the left ventricle, and they really couldn't get a good eyeball on it. I went through about 2 years of scans looking specifically for it yet. It would be there. It was playing peekaboo. It'd be there. It'd not be there. But here recently, they were able to see it on an EKG, and they have a new test called a cardiac CT, and it was very clear on there. So my local oncologist referred me to a cardiac surgeon here locally. That cardiac surgeon has referred me to Vanderbilt. So in the next few months, I'll be uh, working with Vanderbilt, having some tests up there on it. Thankfully, I had already get one of the specialists for neuroendocrine cancer is located at Vanderbilt, and I had gone to see him in February of 2024. Dr. Ramirez, shout out to Dr. Ramirez. But he gave me a thorough workup, and so he has taken back up my case and has referred me to a cardiac surgeon that specializes in cancers of the heart. So I'm going to be working with him. Unfortunately, I don't remember his name, but I'll have his name in the description below. I'll be working with him. We're going to do a stress test MRI, which sounds horrible. I hate cardiac MRIs. You're in that MRI machine for what feels like hours. It is almost an hour. Um, and you can look at me and tell I don't like exercising. So a stress test on a treadmill does not sound like fun to me either. But that's what we're going to have to do to see what's going on. And I'll definitely keep y'all updated. Please check back to the channel every once in a while for updates. And I'm going to bring my husband in on this one. Have I forgotten anything? No, no. Okay. So that's my story. And be sure to share yours as well. So I've got more testing coming up, but I wanted to kind of just start this channel and hopefully reach out to people who have this cancer, and hopefully this channel will be a place for information for my story, a place to show my story, and a place to just talk about what's going on. And hopefully it will encourage and inspire others to do the same. If we get our stories out, maybe this is a very rare cancer. Maybe it'll provide awareness, raise awareness, and help others that are going through this. Is this something, I'm assuming that if you found this channel, you either know me or you have researched, you're looking for answers yourself. And if so, let me know in the comments below. If you have questions, I am not a medical doctor. This is my story. I can only tell you my experience and the experience of others. I'm not here to give medical advice or anything of that nature. I'm just here to share what I have experienced and share what I've heard. So leave a comment below, subscribe, share. And one of the reasons I wanted to start this in November is November is actually Neuroendocrine Cancer Awareness Month. Besides the fact that I was diagnosed in November. As you can tell on my shirt, it says zebra. Zebra is our mascot. And I'm going to actually read from the NET cancer. NET stands for neuroendocrine tumor. So this is also often called NET cancer. This is what they talk about, the origin of the zebra. and I'm reading straight from netcanceраwareness.org. I'll have a link in the description below for them. The zebra logo or mascot was originally designed in 2003 by the Carcinoid Cancer Awareness Network, now known as Neuroendocrine Cancer Awareness Network. That is perhaps why many refer to us as the original zebra. According to the National Geographic Society, the zebra has the most unique coat of all animals. In each individual zebra has its own striped pattern and is unique as fingerprints are to humans. In fact, no two zebras are exactly alike, and neither are two NET patients. What's more, in medical school, students are often taught that when they hear hoofbeats, they should think of horses and not zebras. In other words, look for common and not uncommon or rare. The zebra is our way of reminding doctors that the uncommon does exist and should not be overlooked. So, as I said, I'm going to have a link to that organization in the description below. You can get T-shirts and things like that to help raise awareness. Um, and here in a couple of days, I'll probably post more details about my story. But this is just kind of an introduction video, just to kind of let you know why I'm doing this and what I hope to achieve and that kind of fun stuff. So, oh, one other thing. I do have another channel. It's called Dusty Cruises. And I started that channel to help people get out and enjoy life. When you've been diagnosed with cancer, you often realize how precious life is. And thankfully, this type of cancer is usually a slow growing cancer that you live with. Um, and but you never know when it's going to go bad. And so you have to keep in mind to enjoy life now and not wait until you're 65 to do your travels or 70 when you retire. So I do have that other channel over there. It shows where we're getting out and we're enjoying life and we're doing what I love to do, which is travel and cruise and just grabbing life by the horns and going, I'm living now and not in the future. So check out that channel too if you're into travel. It's not a big deal, but I'm hoping to not only encourage people with the cancer, but in all types of life to get out and just explore the world and not be afraid and not to postpone until tomorrow what can be done today. So anyway, I'll catch you in the next video. Bye for now. You can quit or recording whatever you're doing.